Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Rise of the Ordning. We're gonna get on into things, but before we do, I have a couple of quick announcements. First and foremost, if you are with us on Twitch, hello, welcome on in. I hope you are doing well. Make sure to snag your bingo card. If you are with us on YouTube, hello, welcome on in. We hope you are doing well. We stream this live 8 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday nights, so feel free to come join us live. And if you're with us on Twitch and need a dip for whatever reason, this will go out on the Muse's Mythos YouTube channel on the weekends. I was very late this week. Don't judge me. But a couple of super quick things. Make sure you're following all the socials for clips of the channel, so on and so forth, as well as we have an amazing guest with us right now. So thank you, BW, for joining us for this mini arc. We appreciate you, and also make sure you go follow Bathrobe Wizard on TikTok. And yeah, I do have another quick announcement. We actually now have a channel sponsor, which I'm so excited for.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh?
Yeah.
When did this happen?
You know about this. So Muse's Mythos has been sponsored by Fanroll Dice. It is an amazing dice company who does a whole bunch of great metal dice and a lot of really amazing sets. So if you, Lunar, you're so smart. Thank you for. I was about to type in, and Lunar's like, I already got the sponsor link. But if you
I didn't even know it fully happened.
If you head on over to Fanroll Dice / Muse's Mythos to check out their amazing sets, or enter code Muse's Mythos 10 at checkout for 10% off. This is also in my affiliate code section in my Discord. So make sure you check that out. And I will also link this in the description below for my friends on YouTube. So if you are buying dice anytime soon, please consider supporting the channel in that way.
Oh no, this is dangerous.
Stop looking at dice right now.
No.
Okay,
oh
no. I usually got a lot going on in my mind.
Oh my goodness. So
he slept since then.
Give me a quick second to snag BW's Twitch or TikTok. I got it. I'm there.
He's got cat's eye. Oh.
My players are so
By your
excited.
players, you just mean me.
Oh, no, there's other people. Okay. But anyway, you're all amazing. I appreciate you. If you feel, thank you to our sponsors for sponsoring us. And for those who are able to support, please make sure to do that. For those who are not able to support and it's not in your budget, this is me yelling at you to stick to your freaking budget. Okay.
Yeah, Nicholas.
Oh shit!
Sorry.
I love that deserved the full name there.
Sorry, that came out really aggressively. I love you, Nick. You're the best, Nick.
I don't even know if Nick is in the chat live right now, which makes it even funnier.
Oh, he'll hear this, and I'll get a DM. Don't you worry.
Also, I have another super quick announcement. There is a little bit of a... Oh, no, sorry guys, I can't do it. The group wanted me to not say anything, but...
No!
I'm going to. Unfortunately, Shorty had a family emergency, an absolutely valid family emergency, which is why we are a little bit late. So Shorty will not be with us tonight. However, this is a very heavy combat session, and our amazing friend Kyber, who guest starred Volano, as well as is my co-star in the Charting Adventures podcast, was hanging out with us and offered to run Nyx in combat. So we have a little bit of a different Nyx with us here tonight who's going to help us in combat. So say hi, Kyber. Everybody say thank you to Kyber.
Thank you, Kyber.
Thank you, Kyber.
I was actually gonna see how long it would take for someone to spot it in chat.
I couldn't do it.
It would have been so much fun.
I'm sorry.
It's all good. It's all good.
It's all good because now
All
Ravasi
joking
has
aside,
cats.
it's fine.
Now what?
Because we were just like, I mean, you could just make all the exasperated grunts and groans as Nyx.
Yep. Odds, or what did Odds say? Now Ravasi has a what?
A chance.
And
Yes.
The luck
this is
came
true.
through for him.
Oh,
I
God.
know. Cause I know I can seduce the Kyber. Sorry,
You've done
Kyber's
it before.
wife.
I'm
I
kinda
promise it's just.
married.
I said sorry, Kyber's wife. I promise that was just in D&D. I'm also married. I'm very. Look, I have managed to seduce 3 separate people in D&D. I don't know how I keep doing this.
I'm so
I don't
upset.
even have good riz.
I've had one D&D like romance when I wasn't the Okay, anyway, we're not gonna get off into this tangent. Let's play some D&D. I'm very excited for tonight. We're gonna get into it. This was a little bit of a more rambly intro, but it's fine. Y'all like us. So, we are on session 33. Last we left off, the group had wrapped up their... Did I read this right? Nope. I'm on the wrong session. I'm on the wrong episode. Hold on. I gotta scroll down. We're at session 34. That's why. I was like, hold up. This is wrong.
Hold on, there's a joke there.
Last we left off, the group had a new compatriot, Odds, who was also on the hunt for the Frost Giants, as his patron needs him to track down something on the longship of the Jarl. Luckily, his friend Felgolis had agreed to go scouting for him, learning quite a bit of information and the location of the stronghold. You chartered a ship north called the Hullbreaker's Promise and set off on a 2-week journey. There was some flirting with the captain, bonding with Odds over cards and stories, a mushroom trip, training in the frigid ocean, writing a dissertation, and also so many glances into the magic mirror that you guys had gotten from your previous quest to learn stuff. So through this magic item, Zari figured out some information on herself, on Ravasi's uncle, on Komori's Storm, and on Lilith, which is Nyx's evil necromancer aunt. Fortunately, other than a harpy attack, it was very smooth sailing until you were roughly a day out from the stronghold of the Frost Giants. I wrote Storm Giants here. That's not right. Late at night, as Tazira's learning more about Lilith, the boat shook and the crew called for an attack. Tazira woke everybody up to find out that they were being plagued by horrible bone sharks, which you found out had human feet attached to the bottom, like some sort of gross necromantic experiment. After slaying them, a voice spoke in Komori's mind. Interesting. I guess I'll see you soon. And this is where we pick up on the chaos of the deck calming down, Komori demanding to know who the voice is and getting no reply, and Odds dancing the horrible bones around the ship.
I see.
Oh boy. That's all I'm gonna say. Oh boy.
I have so many jokes that I'm not allowed to say.
Do it.
Kenny, you are muted.
Look, all I'm gonna say is it's session 34, and we're already making jokes about Ravasi having a chance. Need I say anymore?
I knew what I was doing.
All right. So.
Hey, Odds just can divine things like this into the future.
Divine.
So, as you guys are on the ship, Komori has been demanding to know what the voice is and was getting nothing in reply. You all kind of gather together. You shove the bones, well, Odds dances the bones off the edge of the ship and into the ocean. Oh, this is not the song that I thought it was. It suddenly got so intense. Okay, there we go. This is a little bit better. So you do all kind of gather and are able to get back into your room and quiet down for the evening.
Ugh.
That's good. Everything all right there, Komori?
Someone spoke in my head after we took care of those things.
Oh.
What did they sound like?
I don't know. Part of me thinks it sounded familiar, but I can't fully tell, and it just... All they were saying was interesting.
You know, I hear that word a lot nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah, and every time I sit there and I don't get a single copper for it, I get angry.
He's gonna hand you a copper.
Good, because every time I hear that, if I had a copper, I could probably run a business. I don't know doing what, but something.
Wow, okay.
Well, if I had to take a gander, I would put 5 copper on Lily.
Mm.
Who is that?
Oh boy.
Really scary necromancer lady.
I feel like that's a bit of an understatement.
Yeah, human experimentation, giant working with, might be working with a dragon, all that shit, you know?
Oh,
Wait, do you
I'm
think
sure we'll never
that
run into her.
was-
Uh, mm,
Oh, we think that was her, wasn't it?
I would put money on it.
What? How?
Well, I mean, she made you, so I wouldn't be surprised if she has either a direct way to contact you or. And Zari kind of makes a sour face, or some way to mess with you in terms of control.
Am I a liability?
Oh.
No more than me.
No and yes.
I mean, have you met all of us? Like, Ravazzi's gonna kind of like scoff a little bit. Have you met all of us? The least liability person here is Nyx. And Nyx would totally kill, like, half of us if, we were gonna cause any issues. Zari could potentially start babbling into the ether. I'm me, and he's gonna smile dazzlingly. And odds, well, you never know how luck is gonna be, so it's not.
It's gonna be good. Why do you keep questioning me?
Nyx is going to look over at Rabasi and say, 4 out of 10 on a good day.
Mhm. It's okay to be scared, Komori, but
Yeah, I guess.
don't.
Oops, sorry.
Just if we're worried about her popping up, I don't want to be the reason because of it.
I mean, to be fair, 3 of you could be the reason for it, so.
Yeah, she promised to break me, and all things considered, Komori, in this situation, does she know you probably more intimately than the rest of us? Yes, but if we were facing somebody in my hometown, that would be the same thing for me. If we went down to Salston, it would be the same for Ravasi. And I'm sure once we muck around in Fire Giants, it may be the same for Nyx. It's not any condemnation on you, it's just a reminder to be cautious. And to be prepared.
Yeah, I suppose. We're gonna kick her ass.
Oh, 100%.
And I will break every bone in her body if I have to get the fucking answers I want.
I'm going to reach into my bag and hand Komori a flask of acid. That's equivalent to 4 vials. Just in case.
Just in case what?
Mm-hmm. You know, I don't know.
Fair enough.
Well, Do we have any particular plans for how we want to tackle things when we get onto the glacier?
Can't say I fully do.
I have Fireball.
Beautiful. I've prepared Flaming Sphere, and also Dispel Magic. Unfortunately, I don't have Counterspell, but as long as anybody can hold out 6 seconds against anything that Lily does, I should be able to help a bit.
I
Ravasi smiles.
love the fact that Zari refuses to call Lily by her, like, chosen necromancer name. And only calls her Lily. So funny.
It sounds like we're fighting a kindergartner.
Yeah, instead of fucking Necromancer Lilith.
It's just top tier sass.
It's so good.
It's very subtle sass.
Ravasi smiles at you and goes, "Now, you see, Desira, I do pay attention. I can counterspell."
Oh, thank God.
You were very scared there, weren't you?
Yes.
Is there anything else that you've prepared out of fear, Zari?
I decided that Revivify was a non-negotiable. Oh, take that as you will.
Just flashback out of curiosity. You did keep that diamond Volano gave you, right?
Oh yeah, I do. Oh my God, I got. How much was that diamond again? Actually.
It was enough for Revivify.
Oh shit! I got 900 gold pieces of diamonds then.
Okay.
Beautiful. All right, I got enough for everybody.
What are we worried about, guys? We just can't let Desira, the squishiest of them all, die.
If I do go down, my diamonds are in my most inner robe pocket, and I will.
do not know.
It.
I, in effect, do not know how to revivify.
If I go down, get to me quick, and I keep my potion of healing on my left hip.
Good to know.
Just stay close to me, cutie. I'll take care of you.
Yes, his luck will save you.
I think there's actually something very specific that Ravasi in particular sees in her eyes in a split moment is the acceptance of a human shield and then immediate guilt for that thought.
Yeah, a shield half your size isn't very good.
By the way, Ravasi will dig around. I assume that usually Desira holds on to the bag of holding, but it's kind of in a place where anyone can just sort of reach in and dig around.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna dig around and pull out 2 potions of healing and hand one to Odds, and then hand one to Komori, and then dig around, grab 2 more, make sure Nyx has one as well.
Oh, thanks. I was kind of thirsty.
And then he's gonna...
Do not drink that!
No.
Do not! He's taking it away.
Hey!
This is only if this is to heal you. It's a potion of healing. That's it.
Oh, why
Potion
did
of
you
healing.
say so? It looks like Kool-Aid.
That's what...
Wait, what's Kool-Aid?
Oh, it's the best. Imagine powder that tastes like cherry, but it also tastes horrible at the same time, like medicine.
What?
I've had someone
Why
tell
would
me
anyone
about it before.
drink that?
Hey, for some reason, I heard... Look, it was a wild situation, but essentially, someone told me that they powderized it and snorted it.
Why are you telling us about your birthday party?
This was not my birthday party. This was someone else's birthday party.
Oh, I got the details wrong. Give me that!
And he's gonna try to snatch the healing potion out of your hand.
Yeah, he'll get... As long as you don't drink it right now.
Yeah, I'll wait a little bit. That's fine.
And then he'll stick it in his own bag.
Alright. I'll remove our 4 out of our 5, potions. No. Yeah, 4 out of our 5 potions of healing from.
Is this like a standard one, like the 2d4?
Yeah, it's just a standard one. We also have 2 potions of greater healing. We also have a whole bunch of potions of cold resistance, and Ravasi will also hand that out. He'll hand one to each person. He does not need one. He currently has a magic item that gives him resistance to cold.
I think that you did that last time, so everybody should just double check your character sheet that you have a potion of cold resistance in there.
Okay. Because I just threw the 8 into the party equipment.
I took.
Yeah, you handed them out at the end of last time.
Sweet.
Okay, I have 1 potion of cold resistance, but I also have 7 regular potions of healing. So.
Oh my god.
Why do you have 7 potions? Give me 3 of them! Ravasi's gonna be like, give me some of those!
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Oh,
I'll hand you 3.
Thank you.
Sorry, I don't know why I had so many. I think I've just accidentally stocked up.
how do you
Look at all the
actually
Kool-Aid
stock
to
up on
yourself.
7 healing potions?
I don't know. People just kept giving them to me, and then I just wasn't using them because we didn't need them at the time.
Oh,
And I can't give them. I can't give them to myself if I'm knocked out.
fair. Anyways, speaking of, and I'm going to also dig into the bag and hold over the potion of fire breath to Komori. We're gonna face Yetis and frost trolls, and both of them don't fare well against fire. So, if we're in a sticky situation, this might be really useful from you, Komori.
What the potion or?
Yeah, the potion of fire breath.
Oh. I didn't know that was possible.
She will nod. Well, with potions, a lot are possible.
Nyx also has a potion of fire breath.
All right, so if we get in a real bad situation, dragon mode from you two, I suppose.
Indeed.
Hmm.
Also, to answer the unspoken question, I have given you guys so many potions of healing, like, as a standard, because of the quote-unquote lack of cleric, so I guess I need to stop giving them to you for free.
No, I think the real answer is Komori's just hoarding all of them.
Hi, my name's Komori, and I'm here at Healing Potions Anonymous.
And here I thought is, hi, my name's...
problem.
And here I was
Yeah,
going to
yes,
say,
I
hi,
do.
my
I
name's
keep hoarding
Komori. I
healing
hoard all the
potions.
healing potions and get knocked out first. Welcome to Jackass.
Someone clip that, please. I'm dying, it's fine.
Okay, so you all talking about, is there any other conversation you guys wish to have before you fall asleep?
This entire time, Nyx has
No.
basically been ignoring everyone sitting in the corner. And
Checks
just
out.
every once in a while, Oh, okay.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Before we go to sleep, I will kind of, Komori, I know you don't have any more space for any magic items, but depending on how worried you are about it, I do have this. And I will hand over the amulet of proof against detection and location.
Oh.
Oh man, that only went to the DM. I don't know how useful it will be in actual practice because she's also seen me. And I think Ravasi and Nyx as well. But
So
it helps you
she's
feel
seen
better.
this then.
She'll nod. And given that she's a wizard, I would assume that she would be smart enough to realize that if you are if you're nearby, we probably are as well, and looking for us can be a way.
You know
But
what, then? To hell with it. She'll find us whenever she wants, and you know what? She can try.
You'll kick her ass.
No, will kick her ass.
Zari will give a slight smile and hold out a hand for a fist bump.
I'll pull her in for a hug instead.
Oh.
Oh.
Not a terrible bear hug, but it's just light.
Oh.
Thank you.
You hear just the slightest sniffle. Of course. You guys are my friends.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Of course. Nobody I trust more to have my back, either with giants or just in town.
Yeah, for sure.
So, get some rest, Komori.
Yep, that's the plan. As long as you're getting your rest, though.
I am going to plead the fifth on that one.
Mippet starts herding you towards bed. Like, aggressively, like, meowing and bapping your ankles, and, like, trying to get you to go towards the bed.
I will get herded to bed.
And then she, like, sits on top of your chest so that you can't get back up.
I like to imagine that, like, Mippet has, through trial and error, found the exact spot to where I cannot fit a book underneath my chin and keep reading.
Yeah. Yeah. And then when you do fit a book or attempt to or hold a book above your face, she will promptly, like, block your vision of it so you can't keep reading. She's very persistent.
We love Mippet.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Well, with that, you all get back to your evening's rest. You were interrupted and sleep in a little bit later than you usually have been on the ship. But when you wake, you are long rested and preparing for the day. You're supposedly going to land at an area about mid-ish day to where that's, like, kind of as far as your captain will take you. So after you get up, you're preparing, getting ready for the day ahead and raiding the Frost Giant Stronghold. What is your plan of action as the Hullbreaker's Promise begins to set down anchor, kind of hidden partway around a larger iceberg?
Do we have... I mean, I can cast Pass Without a Trace for sure. Do we all want to go on a boat, or do some of us want to go on the rock?
Great question.
I will communicate to you. You guys are about an hour or two out by boat. Definitely less flying, but the wind will... It's pretty windy and dark today.
Gotcha.
I'm good either way, but it's going to be hard for me to move through the snow. It basically comes up to my chest.
We can put you on the broom.
I was gonna say, we can have him right on my shoulders, too, if it comes down to it.
Yes! That's what I was hoping for!
The captain will approach you and say, "All right, well, this is where we stop. We will wait for you for... We'll wait for 48 hours. If you are not back within 48 hours, we will have to leave. If you need to send some sort of sign for us to stay, if you need to extend your time, I will leave that to you to figure out, but we will keep our eyes."
I will just kind of dig through my bag for any kind of scraps of fabric and find a little piece of red. If you see Mippet flying in the sky with a red band on her tail, that means that we need to extend our time and we're also still alive.
All right. If I do not see that or you by the end of the 48 hours, we will be leaving.
Thank you for getting us far.
Of course.
Yes, thank you.
And I will keep the honor that you will be returning and not demand the remaining gold now.
Oh,
Thanks,
Good
sweet
case.
cheeks.
You call me
Sweet
that one more
cheeks and
time and I
money.
will accept the remaining gold now before you leave.
Oh,
that's all on you, odds.
you act like I have that kind of money.
Yes.
No.
All right. She walks away, continuing to talk. The crew looks kind of miserable, especially because they did a shoddy patch job in the middle of the night. It's freezing out. Like, you are all bundled up back in your cold weather wear. Odds for the sake of things, you purchased cold weather wear. That probably was part of your other monetary aspect. So you're not going to freeze here. I'm not that cruel.
No, but he did forget his hat, so as soon as it gets really cold, he sneezes and chicken feathers sprout out of his head and his face. Long
my
white
God.
ones on his head and like long green tail feathers from his like a goatee. And he just goes,
Oh, that's never happened before. Thanks, Bob.
To Zyra, don't ask questions you don't want the answers to.
Yeah, that's
I
what
want-
I was deciding.
I kind of want the answers to them, though.
Don't ask questions you
Upset.
don't want the answers to.
None of y'all find Bob intriguing like I do? I'm very interested to know what this is.
I'd love to tell you all about him, pretty boy, once we're done with this.
Of course, of course.
I'm gonna have a disciple.
I'm gonna lean over to Komori and kind of drop my voice. Are we sure that Bob isn't just an archfey and this poor man's going in circles around it?
I mean, if he is, doesn't seem malevolent, so
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Some
he's having
report. Got lucky.
he's having the time of his life. It's fine.
quick question, would I hear that with a 17 passive perception?
Yes, you would.
Oh,
Odds is going to whip around and look at Zyra very disappointed and accusingly. And he's going to stroll up to her and he is going to point his finger towards her face and basically say,
You believe in the gods. Why is mine so hard to believe in then?
I mean, to be fair, I haven't heard anything of him other than you, but I guess if I get another source or see... There was the fire, but I need to see more stuff like that before I fully believe. I'll be real with you. My mind's open, though.
Oh, so you already know everything. Just because you haven't heard of him doesn't make him real. You literally saw feathers explode out of my head.
I've
Now,
seen things and feathers, but that's fair.
You'll be singing a different tune when he saves your skin, Missy.
I will look up to the sky, just kind of crane my head back and go, "Oh, Bob, I would love to see your capabilities. I hope that your disciple, Odds LaChance, fares well in this adventure. And perhaps you will be another god who I did not know existed until very recently. Otherwise, I think you might be an archfey at the moment, but I also respect that."
so as unless our generous DM says otherwise, as you say that, a small flower starts to grow out of the deck in between where we're standing, and Odd blinks and looks at it and goes,
Apologize to Iris. Who the heck is Iris? I don't know an Iris, Bob.
Yeah, indeed, it is an iris that grows out of the deck.
Okay, I will note that down in my journal.
okay.
And
then.
I feel like, just because it's funny, I feel like you see a little tally board of, for some reason, like Bob, reasonability, And there is another tick mark on Bob's side now.
Excellent. And he is, you can see him craning his neck, trying to read as much on the, like, odds page as possible. He's very nosy.
Beautiful.
We are never a dull moment.
Anyway.
For the sake of things, I will say that since you have the bag of holding, you can definitely fly on the rock. I think everybody can fit on there. It's like 500 pounds. Other than Komori, all of you guys are pretty light. So I feel like it would be fine. It might be a little bit slowed down, but like it's going to be a little bit slowed down from the wind anyway.
Beautiful. Bird time.
So to Zari, as you pull this magic item out that you guys got, what, I think you pull out the gigantic feather, and you begin to activate it, and you guys watch as, almost as if the feather gets set into place, on the face of this gigantic bird that begins to materialize in swirls of golden light. And almost immediately it begins to kind of fly a little bit and sets itself onto a nearby iceberg. And this one's kind of white, almost gray in feathers, and has a jewel-toned blue and green all on the under feathers.
Ooh.
Oh, a giant chicken! It was attracted here because I look like a chicken right now.
It is like the size of the ship.
Yep. Absolutely
Yeah.
correct, Bob.
I know what a rock looks like. But I don't think Odds has ever seen a rock before.
Nope. R-O-C-K,
absolutely
not
correct.
R-O-K for, wait, no. R-O-K, not R-O-C-K for any audio.
It's R-O-C.
Oh, no! Oh, no!
That
R
rock.
O C. Easy as 1, 2, 3.
Is this one?
I can't spell.
Y'all want to hear some good Zari lore real quick?
Oh, no.
Always.
Sorry, it's okay.
One of my very burned into my brain memories is little Sly and little Zari hanging out, and Zari absolutely bragging about how good at math she was. And I looked at her, and I'm like 5 or 6, and I go, spell house. And she fucking spelled horse. And then stared at me and went, that's not right. And I went, yeah, I'm 6. I know how to spell it.
I can't spell, guys. So bad.
Oh my god.
Kenny's dying.
Deadass. I was gonna. It's one of my greatest memories.
Oh my god.
Oh
I
my
have
goodness.
never felt more like a sibling than I do right now.
Mind you, I'm a phenomenal reader. I read so freaking fast. I'm so
Yeah.
good at it. But I do the thing where like all the letters get scrambled. And so most
You
of the
read
time
the first and the last letters.
Yep, that's it. And then yeah. So I just cannot spell to save my life.
Isn't that just
Can you just-
dyslexia?
I
Can
don't
you just stop adding me with every word that you say right now?
Oh gosh. Okay.
Anyway, as
Anyway.
a Sly sibling, they too will remember every embarrassing moment you've ever had.
Okay, let's get the ball moving, or the rock moving. So we watch as this rock loads up on adventurers, and they begin to take off and kind of circle the dark ship one time before you head off into the very clear, frigid sky. It is absolutely freezing, especially at this height, with the wind coming onto you, like Komori and Tazira, you begin to like feel ice in your hair, and chunks are starting to freeze together. The rock luckily stays far enough away from the water that it can't splash up onto you, and you see a sea of ice below you. The water's moving and the ice chunks are roiling. But you begin to get closer and closer to what at first looks to just be a larger iceberg off in the distance. And you continue to get closer and begin to see buildings that dot this iceberg. But they're half covered still, so they're not fully dug out of the ice yet. And Tazira especially would know that there was conversation and supposition that the giants came from the previous world, the dead world as a lot of people call it. And so when they kind of phased into Ilumelan, or teleported, depending on the scholar who's explaining this and their theories, different areas, especially at ley line points, also kind of phased in. And so from the information that Felgolis gave you, it sounds like they're trying to dig out this old area that used to be their home. You also do see a couple large docks, and like they look like normal as you're approaching, but the closer you get, the bigger the docks seem to be, as well as what looks to be a large chain kind of floating in the air at this point that opens up into like a kind of little cove carved out in the center of the glacier. So it's like a giant donut with one like little entry point that has a giant golden chain across it. And the more you look at it, the more you realize that it's a net. So, however, it's large enough, I'll just give this to you now because you'll notice it when you get closer. It's large enough that like a rowboat could have slipped through. It's made to stop giant boats.
Oh, okay.
And so as you kind of keep the rock high up that it doesn't look like much, you circle once. And I'm going to communicate to you all, I hate doing this for maps. I like to keep a 5x5 cube, so I make the maps huge so that you can be 5x5. I couldn't with this map, and also these maps were... I was fighting with them to make them all align with the little lines from the module, and it was not happening, so do not judge me on my module lines. Go by the lines and roll 20, okay? But
I'm gonna be so free with you. I steal so many maps that the other ones are just like flavor text in the background. Oh, big
yeah,
map.
and these squares are all 10 by 10 feet.
Are they?
Yes, they are.
I am checking. You are correct. How dare. It takes forever to get anywhere now.
So go ahead, and as you're kind of staying far enough away, I would love if everyone could roll me a perception check.
Oh boy!
A perception check? I still don't know how to fix it. I hate it. It looks so bad. I rolled a 19.
I don't know how to fix it either.
I rolled 26.
Yeah, Tazira's accidentally on DM whispering mode, it's fine. So 19 and 26, we have an 8 from Nyx, and a 13 and a 14 from Komori and Odds. So, Nyx, I feel like her hair is so long, and I feel like some of it is like freezing over her face, and she's really struggling to see. And it's just windy, and you're all kind of sitting in a row, like sitting like you're riding a horse, but you're all clinging on to each other. Komori is unfortunately sitting behind Nyx, and so all of Nyx's hair is in Komori's face, and Odds is just so short that he can't even see over the side of the rock. But Ravasi and Tazira, you both can kind of see. You guys all get the gist of this, so it looks like there's a couple of buildings that are being actively dug out of this glacier. With the 19, I will say that Ravasi, you do notice any of the enemies that you see on the map and can communicate them. These little stars, ignore these little stars. These stars aren't important. They look like they would be decent landing spots, but you guys can also try to figure out a better one if you would like. But you do notice the little enemies. There's a couple of frost giants that are hanging out on some of the boats here. And to Zyra, I would say with your 26, you notice that the frost giants are chucking. At first you're like afraid that they're fighting each other or glad that they're fighting each other. But yeah, they're having a snowball fight across the cove. They're chucking snow across the cove.
Good for them.
And you also do see that there's a whole group of people that are chipping away at the ice over here. And then with the 26, you notice that this right here seems to be some sort of tunnel through the ice. As well as you do see a tunnel entrance here as well.
So my computer's dead and I have no clue where you're pinging on the map, but I will communicate that to the rest of the party.
Okay. It's the dotties. There's like little dotties on the map, and so I'm communicating that you see the dotties.
Beautiful. I see the dotties. I love the dotties.
But it looks like this building here, this building here, this building here. So the kind of 3 largest buildings as well as another small building seem to be active. And then, as I said, in the north, they seem to be digging out some more ice. Where would you guys like to land?
Well, I guess the question is, do we want to arrive loud and just try and be loud, cause problems, or do we want to espionage and try and find this conch?
I mean,
Honestly, I would say not jumping in kind of has helped previously, so I mean, why break it if it... No, that's not it.
What are we talking about? I can't see anything.
I'll minor in a little map on the back of my head that he can see.
Yeah.
Has that always been there?
I mean, we could always have Morgan and the familiars to go scouting. Maybe a little bit better. I'm worried that Morgan. Or I could always... We could maybe scout to see if we have a particular spot we think would do better.
Yeah. That sounds like the best idea first. I will switch to Mythos eyes.
So, I mean, well, we're going to be able to see 100 feet out, which is not very much. This place is ginormous. But we could always send them and have them come back and tell us. Also, DM, are, like, lots of these buildings covered in snow?
Yeah, so the white that you see on the map is not just snow, it's, like, full-on glacier ice.
Okay. And then, because we can kind of see it, can we see some of these builds are destroyed?
Yeah, from a basis, like, you can kind of see if you're looking into the ice. Especially with the 26. I would say that you did, like, one a little bit closer past, but you guys are keeping a pretty good distance.
Okay.
I mean, near those abandoned buildings might be good, actually. There aren't many enemies, and that's near one of the tunnels, so we can try and find above.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Komori, odds? Any thoughts?
I'm just here for the ride. I mean, you know, whatever y'all want to do. I mean, I can't see, and I mean, I'll survive no matter what happens, so I'm not worried.
I'm glad you have faith. It's
Faith
very
in me. I'm
important.
a little worried about you.
I have plenty of faith.
No, I mean that you'll live.
He smiles. I wouldn't worry too much about that.
I mean,
good.
honestly, yeah, I think the best way is to just try to be as efficient as possible, because what's the point in us just jumping in there and going all willy-nilly if, it just means we're going to make it harder for ourselves.
That's fair.
Exactly. My thought.
So,
Besides,
out of character question.
Mhm.
Off on the right side of the map, near that smaller of the two houses on the bottom side, is there anything over there, or is that like a quiet landing place we can kind of sneak in from?
This would be really tight. It would be really, really hard for your gargantuan rock to land here. You're also gonna have to hope that nobody's looking. This over here would be better, but there is a Yeti. Or I would say option...
If you're pinging, DM, you're on the wrong layer if you're pinging.
No, I'm on the right layer. I'm literally watching myself.
Oh! I
it's
could not see that.
Big. It's just so big.
I saw that one. Sorry, thank you.
Okay.
Sorry.
What was the second one?
Let me lay it out. Option 1, if you were zoomed super, super far out, is near the little... I'm making lots of movements. Little house. It is a little bit more guarded and will be harder to essentially land a gargantuan rock when there's like a couple guys over here. Option 2 is further away, but it's literally up north, kind of on this like little landing. It's further away. There's a half dugout house here. There is one guard, but it is like it's one guy, right? Option 3 is where there's literally nobody in the super far north, but you're gonna have to walk all the way around. This is like a sheer glacier, so it would be very, very difficult to climb over this thing. Option 4 is one of these little star locations down on the south. However, there's quite a few enemies.
I mean, I raised the important question of we don't necessarily have to... We can always just ferry, right? I look at the broom. I tap to Zyra. Right?
Yeah, we could.
That is what I was going to suggest.
I would say with the broom, you guys could run around on top of the glacier. It just will be really slippery and very scary.
Gotcha.
Well, I mean, maybe we could land up on that top spot or over here.
Also a
I
fan
almost want to
spot.
Yeah, I like both of those two spots. What about you guys?
Yeah, either could end up working.
Cause at the rate we've been going, the chief is probably going to have... Well, statistically speaking, the chief is going to have the conch, right? We're not just going to be able to find it on some sort of fancy stand in a half-abandoned building, be able to just take it and run. Knowing us, we're going to have to do some sort of shenaniganery to collect it.
Someone make me Zyra, make me a history check. You've been reading some books on the giants.
Oh boy, history. I love history.
You roll really bad though.
Yeah.
Can Zyra take my guidance
from
chat?
Yeah.
Sure, you could take a guidance from chat.
I can also add a wheel onto this. So, one moment.
Roll another d4. Ooh.
So that is, let's see, 15, 17.
Okay. So, with the 17, adding your wheel and also just like Ravasi kind of going through some of the mental notes that you have too, you remember that of the giants, the frost giants are very plunder and pillage energy. So they go out, they get treasure, they get goods, and then they come back and they have a home where they store everything. So you're not 100% positive if the Jarl would have this important thing with him, or if he would leave it here because in his mind it's treasure.
Gotcha.
But there's a possibility. I would say in your brain you're like 50-50.
Well, I guess first thing is see if we can find the treasure area, and if it's not there, then let's fight a Jarl.
Sounds good.
Why not?
Whew, alrighty. I suppose it's decided then. And I guess, question, do we want to send down 2 people on the broom first and try and strike this guard by surprise, or just come down with the rock and all go at him at once?
Well, do we want to go to the north end, or do we want to... I almost want to go to this, like, eastern side, to be honest with you.
This side right here?
Down further south. This way. Yeah, that one. Ping everyone. That's actually my thought.
This one maybe will draw some attention.
Oh, that one will?
Yeah.
Okay. Then let's go to the north one with just the one guard.
Okay.
Kick his ass before he even has time to scream.
Final decision?
I am prepared to stab.
Okay. You land the gigantic rock down on top of there. You begin to hear him, like, notice you, and he begins to kind of, like, scream a little bit, but... Wait, do I have a rock token? Where did my rock token go?
The rock itself cannot attack, but that...
Okay.
I mean, listen, it can attack, but can it sit its fast ass down on him? Technically. I don't know.
I don't think that it will kill him, but I do think that it would restrain him for a couple moments. They're pretty beefy boys.
I am quite ready to just slam some fire bolts into this guy.
Okay. So for the sake of things, I would love if everybody would just roll me drop a token, roll me an initiative. You do not get a surprise round because it's hard to not see a gargantuan rock coming. So,
what do you mean?
Yeah, I'm sorry, you're not getting a surprise round. So go ahead and
What do you mean? You raise a totally valid point.
Go ahead and drop a token. I'm gonna zoom in for chat so that we can see kind of the north. But as I said, if you guys all kind of gank up on him, it will be pretty quickly. For the sake of things...
I don't think I can do a token.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I did not give you permission. Hold on. Give me a second. I will give you permission for Nyx. It will show up in the characters for you.
That one, baby.
Okay.
Also, odds, your first roll was a 21, not a 5.
I fixed it, no worries. I appreciate it.
You should have control over her token.
I have a token. I'm gonna hit the button now.
Yay! What evil shall she do?
Okay.
Why is it double
where's
rolling?
Komori and odds?
I'm near
this
that
is embarrassing.
bundle thing.
Am I blind?
Why is it double rolling?
I probably put my token in the wrong area.
No, guys, we went to the north part.
We were trying to. I was trying to find, and I thought BW knew. That's why I went over by him.
Oh, I see.
That's
I
so
was
funny.
not in the right spot. My bad. I saw that little squiggle, so I thought that's where we were going.
Kenny blindly followed you. It's fine.
I love you, Kenny.
I love you too, BW. We shared a brain cell.
Mwah.
I will shift your initiative to the 5 for Nyx. Everybody else, is your initiative good?
I'm trying to figure out why everything I'm doing is double rolling.
Sometimes it just does that. It does that like 7 times for Zari every once in a while. Okay. So as you guys kind of drop out of the sky, you don't quite get the jump on him, but it does seem that he's moving slower. He turns and kind of lets out a ferocious yell, and is charging towards you. So, as you all gank up on this one singular Yeti by himself, be odds, what do you do?
I'm gonna try to mess his mind up.
Okay. Intelligence saving throw. He's not very good at those. That is a dirty one.
Yeah, so so basically I rip a chunk of his mind away, making it so that he has to choose a move, an action, or a bonus action. He only gets one of those three.
Ooh, okay. I like that.
I imagine it's like a mental hiccup.
A little bit. It looks like his brain is buffering for a quick second. Go ahead and also roll me. So he took that 13 psychic damage, which seems to be.
That was not supposed to be at 4th level. That was supposed to be at 2nd level. I'm sorry.
Oh, weird. No, you're good.
Yeah.
You can just re-roll the 3d6.
Thank you.
Oh, it looks like it was 3d6, because higher levels,
Yeah,
it doesn't
weird.
matter. It would be a 3d6 because the higher levels add additional creatures. So
That's okay, because it's the exact same damage.
Yep. Go ahead and roll me a d20, please, and thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It happened!
Yes! Okay, go ahead. We are using the extended table. So, go ahead and roll me a d10,000 for your chaos burst here.
I'm so excited. You have no idea.
What in the sweet shit?
For those who are curious, this is a very common item in a lot of TTRPGs. It's kind of built that it can be at any TTRPG, but it's called the Net Librarium of Random Magical Effects. I will share the link in Discord after the session. So you can go ahead and roll that. Let's go 4,298. Let's see what that is. Hold on. No, of course it's freaking out. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I gotta scroll way down. Too far. What was it? 4,200 and what?
4,298. Last week I had it pulled up and ready to go, and this week, because of the laptop thing, I don't have it.
So, until a new chaos burst, you guys... This is so funny. You don't have hair.
I already don't have hair, that's hilarious. I've got chicken feathers.
You guys watch as electricity begins to crackle in Odds' chicken feathers, and the motes around his face now are like connecting in like little electric waves, and it just looks like he is now covered in electricity.
Oh, I thought you said the party, like everybody else lost their hair too. I was so excited.
Oh no. Oh,
Ravasi would actually cry.
that's actually the wrong
need to
one.
see bald Zari.
I actually
Wait,
read the
bald?
wrong one, but we're gonna stick to it. It's fine.
Aw.
Bald Komori.
Fish mode.
Bald
Full
Komori.
fish.
Actually, no. We'll stick with the one that it actually was. I read the wrong one. I'm so sorry. So from now on, every other day, Odds is 20% likely to shrink by 20%. So go
That's
ahead.
so funny.
Go
Yes.
ahead and roll me a d100. If you get 20% or lower, you begin to shrink, and then from now on, we're gonna stick with that. Okay, so nothing seems to happen.
I'm so excited.
But now every other day, we're gonna start rolling that. Okay. Any bonus action or movement?
No need. I'm just gonna sit and stroke my chicken feathers.
Okay. Okay, and now cannot take a reaction, which is very helpful. To Zyra, it is your turn.
Alrighty. I'm gonna look at Ravasi. Ravasi, are we going up or no?
Yeah, probably should.
Alrighty, we go up. How large is this building? I would assume very large.
It's very large. It's like a good 100 feet tall. The doors are sized for giants.
I will pop up like 20 feet and then cast a produce flame at it.
Okay, a 13 does actually hit.
Beautiful.
It takes 19 fire damage. Its head's kind of on fire, and it both looks confused and buffering, and also you watch its face melt in fear as it's beginning to pat out fire on its fur. It doesn't seem to do more damage, but he does seem to be afraid of it.
Yeah.
Anything else, Zari?
Nope, that's all.
Okay, Komori, it is your turn.
Oh boy, we're here for committing war crimes, I see. You know... Guys, I don't know if this is really worth raging over.
Oh, damn.
You're not even worth my rage.
Well, I only get so many is all.
It
I
might
only
be
get
a
4,
good
and
idea to conserve some stuff, considering what you think you might be up against.
Yeah, you know what? This is very true. So knowing that, since I do have the unarmed fighting style, I'm gonna go and just literally try and deliver 2 uppercuts to this thing.
Okay. 16 hits.
Ooh. Hell yeah.
For 7 bludgeoning damage.
There's nothing special with that one.
Okay.
More reaction.
Komori action.
As usual.
11 just misses, unfortunately.
Fine.
And it's not that he dodges out of your way, it's just that you hit him and it's just like, you smack him right in his belly and it's just blubber takes the impact.
I hate that image. Why would you curse me with that?
You're welcome.
Don't give sound effects to this.
I have the perfect gift for it.
Wait, TM, blubber, you say?
Oh no.
To end this whole man's career.
Okay. Anything else, Komori?
Nope, that's it.
It is now the Yeti's turn. I need you, Komori, to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Fuck.
I'm gonna replace that with 17.
With the what?
Let's see, actually, what's yours? Oh, I'm just gonna replace that with an 8, actually.
Yeah, because I get +8 to my con saves.
Okay, so
Yeah.
16.
Is he within 30 feet of me?
Yes.
No,
No? Oh, are these
40 feet.
Oh no!
Dang it.
I would have been
Dang
able
it.
to get then.
Yeah, you
Oh, wait,
were.
yes,
You
Sorry
were,
to be a buzzkill.
You were a step closer. I moved you exactly 30 feet.
Oh.
DM,
I
did we
forget
have
about that, though.
homework?
For what?
Kyber ass.
Oh.
No, I said sorry to be a buzzkill.
No, I'm calling you a teacher. Did we have homework?
Oh.
Teacher's pet.
Well, you can go step on a Lego.
I will have you know that I teacher did we have homework to all of my DMs. Thank you very much. Usually to my own detriment.
Did you do it
Join
to your
the club.
teacher?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, but good job, Odds,
My
on
mom.
knowing your abilities.
Thank you.
So, Zyra, you are replacing it, yes?
Yes, I'm replacing it with an 8.
Okay. You begin to feel yourself freeze, but then, to Zyra's very familiar motes of magic swirl around you for a moment. And... yeah, it doesn't seem to do anything. But he does take 2 claw attacks at you. Keep in mind this is all his action. But I rolled a 13 and a natural 1.
I'm okay.
Okay, it doesn't have any bonus action and it cannot move now. Okay, that is the end of his turn. The fire did give him disadvantage on attacking.
Yay.
Okay, Ravasi, it is your turn.
All right. Well, I'm pretty high up in the air, right?
Correct.
Okay, but I'm still about 50 feet away, we'll say. You're just gonna hear Ravasi mutter, "Do I? No. Do I? No. Shouldn't I, though?" And you're gonna see him start to pull out a very familiar looking tool to Zyra.
Yes.
But we'd have to get so close. Maybe next round.
Morgan.
Can Morgan really stab that well?
Morgan can deliver it to Komori.
This is true. I will. What is commanding your familiar again? And
The familiar
battle?
has its own action, so if you just hand something to your familiar, the familiar can act.
Sweet. Okay. Then I will do that. I will hand off that slimming cone. And call out, not like scream it, but call out and just be like, "Present incoming for you, Komori." Also duck! And then he is going to cast a firebolt.
Okay, go ahead and roll the hit.
12.
12 does
12.
indeed just hit.
Oh my gosh. 16 fire damage.
Yeah, Morrigan comes and drops the cone off in your hand as you are like beginning to duck. And as you duck, you turn around and go to like in action Komori. Slam the cone into the Yeti, but it seems that the Yeti's already died.
Oh.
You hear disappointed noises actually as
Aww.
as Ravasi starts to have Zyra drop down and he goes, "Oh, damn. I feel like Yeti fat would fetch a really high price, let's be honest. Could still work." And he's gonna stab the slimming cone into the Yeti.
Okay.
Never specifies it has to be alive.
Odds, you watch as out of this cone pours fat, as if they had gutted open this creature and like pulled fat out of it.
I have a flask at the other side.
I'm going to watch as y'all greedily scoop up this nasty goo and then just kind of shake my head and go, "Bob, give me strength. I'm starting to question you people."
No, there's no scooping. There's no scooping. As he's like very delicately like using a mage hand to like guide it into the flasks.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes it way better, you freaking weirdo.
I'm not touching
in all
it.
fairness, we actually killed a hill giant, like elder with this.
Chiefess. Yes.
Right, it was a chiefess.
Also,
You're like the weirdest vampires.
vampires.
Yeah, but with fat instead of blood, I'm really kind of concerned now.
What were you saying, Cece?
There's a moment of Zyra's lips pressing.
I just want to say, because I was looking to see where the door to this building is, because this building's half dug out. Frickin' the wizards made a mistake. The wizards made a mistake. In the inside map, they have this door accessible, and this one collapsed.
Oh.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
That's so funny. You know what? In my brain, this got broken down in a recent bar fight, and so they dug this one out instead.
Sure. There's a little tunnel to get in this door. But
It
this
is the
one's
tiniest motherfucking tunnel.
well,
DM, I have a question.
yes.
Could it be called a secret tunnel?
I teach you up so good. I teach you up so good for that.
I have been waiting to use that line since the dotted lines were introduced.
So it does look like this entrance is kind of collapsed, but it does look like there's a giant-sized tunnel in through the side.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
And you don't hear anything coming from there, so you get the sense that the ice kind of helped muffle some sound out here.
Sweet. I was banking on that.
All right. Do we want to go in or explore otherwise?
I think we go in.
Fishy, uppies, please.
Only because you said please. Come on. I'm gonna yoink him up over my shoulder.
Oh, so this. Oh, go ahead.
I will say the ground, well, it is like it does have a layer of snow over it. It's less like you sink into it and more so hard packed that and you do see tracks from these Yetis and definitely some larger tracks from giants all over it. It does seem that it's very, very hard packed. So you're not like quite sinking into it, but I mean, by all means, you're looking for a reason to get backpacked by Komori.
Oh yeah, he's absolutely hamming it up. But when you heft him onto your shoulders, I assume that you would walk over to be like a little further from everybody away, and he won't mess with your hair or try to rat-tattoo you this time. But he is going to pat you on the head, not in a demeaning way, not in a demeaning way, but in a very affectionate way. And he's just gonna say under his breath, only to Komori,
I'm so glad that the anger from your trauma has not burned away your kindness.
Mori's just gonna pause for a minute and just go. It's not easy sometimes, but it's easier to be angry than, I guess, to be a decent person, so I don't know, it's just easy, isn't it for me, you know?
I completely understand. No scar comes without pain, and that pain is very easy to burn bright with anger.
and as he is saying that, he's going to look around and make sure that nobody else is really paying attention, and he's going to lift the hem of the bottom of his robe and expose one of his legs, probably his right leg, where Kimura can see it. And from the like mid thigh down, his leg is mangled. Like most of the muscle tissue is missing, like it had been bitten off. And it's a miracle that he can walk and keep up with like a normal halfling. And then he is going to quickly, before especially Zari turns around, he's gonna pull that back down and just pat you on the head again and say,
I appreciate you, Fishy.
I appreciate you too. Okay, I'm not gonna. Yep. Okay, let's go.
Whee!
Okay, so you guys go through the obligatory secret tunnel it's not very secret, but into the temple. Well, sorry, you guys don't know. That's what it is. Into this building. And I'm going to drop you on a gigantic map, and you're gonna have to try to find the one lit up little corner on the right middle section of it. Oh my god, it's so big.
It's like lower right.
Oh, lower.
Hey
sorry.
guys, did we clock that this might be an important spot? Oh, there's frost giants.
Oh,
Hello.
hi there.
So as you guys are coming through, you see two female frost giants that look bored out of their frickin' mind. One of them kind of has like a deck of cards, and she looks like huge cards, mind you. They're like giant-sized cards, and she looks to be playing some sort of like game that does not make sense. And the other one is like half asleep, but as soon as the door pulls open, and it actually takes Komori's full strength to pull this door open, she wakes up fully and looks at all of you and just kind of barks out in Giant and says, "Hey, you're not allowed to be here," and they are going in. They are attacking immediately.
Ah, damn, I couldn't even get like an, oh, you're playing Sneep Snorps?
No, not at all. They are aggressively attacking.
No, they're playing Arcana the Togetherness.
Arcana the Togetherness, no! Okay, 1, 2, 3. I'm missing...
It would help if I, rolled initiative.
Okay, and I'm missing
What
odds
did we
initiative.
do to deserve this?
Ooh. Odds have, like, really good luck on initiative. Oh my goodness.
That's right, baby!
Okay, you do see 2 frost giants that are immediately going into attacking mode. It looks like they were guarding something here, and they are not allowed to let anybody in, let alone small folk. So, with that being said, let's get a roll in. Top of the round, odds.
Odds is not sure because it's such a tight space. He doesn't want to do anything too destructive. I guess now would be a good time for another catapult. He is going to reach into his bag and he's going to pull out another one of this bundle of 5 acids. And then he's going to target that with catapult and he's going to say the word, yeet!
That's the spell component.
No, that's the trigger word.
Oh, got it. Which one? It's a dexterity save, but how big of a radius is it?
Oh, it's just on one person.
Okay.
It's in a straight line for 90 feet, so it's not like I can hit both of them.
Do you want up or down?
Let's roll a dice. Up.
Okay. That is a 16 dexterity saving throw, which is not enough, and as the acid bursts, it looks like she takes... it doesn't really matter, neither not. It's more slashing damage as all the glass is breaking and it's plummeting into her. But go ahead and roll your acid. Holy shit!
It's because each one is 2d6 and there's 5 of them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Love
it.
And then I'm gonna hide behind Komori.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a d20
smart.
for your surge.
Oh, perfect. I'm so excited. Oh, close. 5.
Okay.
Is it only on a nat 1?
Yes, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, he was trying to bargain with me to make it lower, and I was like, I don't know. There's some things that are really detrimental.
No, I was trying to make it where every single time I cast a spell, it would automatically go off no matter what.
Yeah, that's fair though. That would be fun.
It would be fun.
Exactly. It would be chaos, the whole point.
Okay, Nyx, what would you like to do?
Well,
Oh wait, that's me. I apologize. I zoned out for a second.
You forgot your name was Nyx tonight.
I did actually.
All good.
I will pick between the 2 very obvious targets and go, one is more dead than the other. I guess I know who I'm attacking.
Perfect.
So let's see here. I just select this tool, and the squares are 5 feet again.
They are 5 feet again, so it's like 15 feet to get there.
You know what? Let's Booming Blade.
Cool.
It is a cantrip. Do I need to hit this button, I think? Is this how this works?
Yep, so you would roll to hit with your, Death's Reckoning.
Yep. That button.
27 definitely hits. And that's the 15 slashing damage. And then, not me forgetting my own weapon. Oh no, that's cleaving. And then go ahead and roll its 2d8 for thunder damage, and then if it moves, it gets an additional thunder damage. Oh,
That's
perfect.
the right button.
There it is. That is the right button. Good job. I will take the slashing damage from the first one because I already put it in, but the 9
Fair.
thunder damage as it echoes through the whole area in a thunderous noise.
Now, if I'm reading this correctly, Nyx does have the Thirsting Blade, which means you can attack with your packed weapon twice whenever you take the attack action.
Yes. I don't remember, because I know like Blade Singers can swap out one of those attacks for a cantrip. I don't know if that's how it works for Hexblade Warlocks.
It is not.
Okay.
Or thank you.
I was like, I can't remember if that's how it works.
Means
So.
I still have a bonus action.
But still, that's also good because if this creature moves, it's additional damage. Would you like a bonus action?
I would. Now I just gotta figure out what to do with it. Unfortunately, I've been reading this character sheet this entire time going, oh god, what do I pick? Huh. I'm gonna save the spells for now. I think I'm actually gonna hold off.
Okay. Sounds good.
Save resources.
Komori, it is now your turn.
Mori's going to get in here. It would help if I got on there correctly. Is gonna jump in front of the one here.
Are you dropping odds, or are you taking odds with you?
Well, I thought he was hiding behind me at this point.
That is what was stated.
I don't mind going with him. I'll get into the thick of things.
Only if you're sure.
It was like
I have not mage armored yet.
On shoulders. I would say that Komori could set you down very easily. I'm not super picky about that.
I'll leave it up to Komori. I'll ride shotgun if he wants.
You know what? If there's anything we love, it's having a magical turret on top.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Fuck it, let's do it.
We ball.
Artificer at home.
Okay, Komori, lay it on me. What are you doing?
Alright, we're gonna rage.
Woo!
And because of how past experiences go, we are going to claw. Because only the claw knows. So that means we get the 3 attacks. So, in that case, let me throw on my thing that says I'm raging.
Let's see if it
Oh, it already
actually
did
works.
for me. Fantastic. Well, it did already turn it on automatically when I hit the rage. So.
Oh, cool. 23 definitely
Okay.
hits. It should be adding another +3, and it's not. Komori action. So that's 11 slashing.
Ow.
13 misses, unfortunately.
Still get
Komori
my third
action.
one. It's like I do it too quick for it. It's funny.
Yeah, go ahead and roll your third. 28
Okay.
definitely hits. Do you crit?
I would hope so.
No, you don't.
No, I don't.
Komori action.
Because I was seeing if doing it from here instead of like clicking through on the thing does it.
Komori action.
Does it just not like me doing it now?
No, just roll damage, please.
I can roll the damage.
No,
Okay.
no, there. I like
Okay.
mine better.
Okay, another 13 slashing damage. So what happens is you're running up, and these are huge giants. So you're like barely to knee height. As you start clawing, you manage to find a really good place and start to rip some of this patchwork armor off. But your second attack kind of gets caught on the armor as they are slowly. She's moving her axe down to start to push you off. But you still do some damage. Anything else?
Nope, that's it for me.
Okay.
Get him, fishy!
It's probably a good thing you're raging. That is
Yup.
Terrifying.
a 19?
A 19 on me?
Yeah.
Nope, that's a miss.
Oh, these both miss. And so, Oz, you're like holding on to Komori's hair because that's the only thing you can. And she's moving so fast. She is dodging out of the way of these huge axe swings. The axe is like bigger than you. The head of the axe is huge as Komori's just dodging these two axe swings. Nyx, you are getting 2 attacks. That is a 26, which I think hits, and then an 18, which I think misses.
The first one does hit.
Okay.
I would, however, like to Hellish Rebuke.
Okay. Sounds good. You can definitely Hellish Rebuke. So, you take 24 slashing damage. And then Hellish Rebuke is a dexterity save?
I can't actually take that damage. It will not let me do that.
Oh, yeah, because it's somebody else's. Here, I got you. And then Hellish...
It's a DC 17 dex save for you.
Okay, you still should be able to, like, display things, or cast a VTT. You just can't mark off, like, slots.
Cool.
So if you want to cast it to VTT to roll, and I will roll... Yeah. I rolled a 7. Holy crap! So just, like, you watch as... Nyx gets hit, and then I've just... burst of energy as she just opens her mouth and shouts. This giant like falls to one knee, looking burnt, singed. Fire didn't do anything extra, but it did seem like this giant's not doing too hot already.
Wait.
Okay. That was their turn. Ravasi, it is now your turn.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
So the north one is not looking too hot. The south one is still pretty decent.
Okay. Great. Sorry, my brain's moving a little slow right now. Let's do a want to... Well, they're probably really good at that. So I almost want to do this. Sorry.
You're good.
Sorry. I promise. I promise I know what I'm doing.
What would you like to do?
I think I'm just gonna Eldritch Blast for right now. I was trying to be a little genius and have smart plans, but I think we just damage right now. I'm gonna go for the one next to Nyx first.
Okay, a 17 doesn't
17
hit.
For 7.
Okay.
That did not roll.
25. Oh, it rolled
4.
Firebolt.
Oh, whoops. I did not mean to do that. I promise.
22 still hits for 8 force damage. Do you get 3?
Yes, I'm doing my last one right now.
Is that a nat?
And then that's a nat 20, baby.
Oh my gosh. Okay, because I think this is really cool, and this creature was only at 5 HP. I think what happens is... I think what happens...
Well, then I'd love to switch to the second target.
No, hold on. I got you.
Okay, okay.
Because you're going to... I'm going to have you kill this creature. But, so what happens is the first bolt... So as this creature gets a burst of fire in his face... her face, sorry, and the giant drops to her knee, Ravasi hits one Eldritch Blast in her shoulder to knock her off balance, and then immediately hits the second one into the other knee that's up so that she falls almost flat on her face, and then kind of like angles the Eldritch, the last one, to go through her head, and it bounces off of this like shield in the back, and the cast off damage, I'm gonna allow it, goes to the other one because I think it's cool.
Hell yeah, baby.
Odds will give you a thumbs up in approval.
Ravasi nods his head. Just a little bit of a vicious smile.
Okay, as this frost giant has died. Anything else in your turn, Ravasi? Don't forget to take your temp.
Right here. What do I roll for temp again?
Because you killed a creature?
Oh, yes. I look, it's been a long week.
It's been a while,
my head hurts.
too, since we've had intensive combat.
This is true. Ooh, I get 11 temp.
Anything else?
I think I'll hold on to my Bardics for right now.
Okay, to Zyra, it is your turn.
Well, my first favorite type of spell is high damage spells. My second favorite type is free. So I'm gonna get a free guiding bolt on the other dude.
Oh, I just rolled the radiant damage. It didn't roll the hit.
One moment. Let's see, maybe this way? Nope. Okay. One moment.
Third try's the charm?
Hold.
A 15 just hits.
Beautiful. For 13, take that first one.
Nah, I'll take the 15. It's fine.
Oh, beautiful. And the next attack against it has advantage. And much else I can do, but I am just going to remain in the doorway and away from the big, strong hitting creature.
Okay. If you want, you can back out into the ice tunnel a little bit.
Yeah,
Okay. Odds, it is now your turn, and you're right face to essentially ball sack. Well, actually, it's not. It's a woman. So, I mean, we don't know.
We know. Well, yeah, we know how Odds feels about big ladies.
Yep.
But
Afraid ladies, a big lady.
That's a big lady. He is having the time of his life. He's holding on. I imagine that as Komori's like raged out, roided out, she does not notice that Odds is basically holding onto her hair with one hand and whipping his other in the air like he's like a little rodeo clown. And then he is going to watch as the axe cleaves through the air above him. And then he is going to reach out and touch the axe and is going to try to send a shocking grasp through the axe into the giant.
I love that. Go ahead and roll the hit.
Guiding bolt, advantage.
Oh, yes, you do have advantage. Thank you, Kyber. Good job.
Already on it, but I don't know why I didn't roll it. I saw the little plus thing. Hang on, let me try it again. Heck yeah.
Go ahead and check the crit. So roll one more time just to make sure you didn't crit. Because you had advantage.
Oh, it rolled damage instead of the first roll. Weird. Oh, okay.
Crit, fish, crit, fish, crit, fish.
No. That's
No.
Okay, go ahead and roll your damage for the first one. Oh my god!
Fancy. How about getting tased?
Yeah, as the lightning goes up, and like she's shaking for a second. She doesn't drop her axe, but that did quite a bit of damage to her. Anything else, Odds?
He'll just put his mage armor on after. He's not gonna worry about spending sorcery points on it yet.
Okay. Nyx, it is now your turn.
Well, guess I'm doing a murder.
That's pretty accurate.
Here I go.
I'm gonna save the spells this time and just smack him.
Okay.
This button.
27 definitely hits.
Nope.
29.
North 25.
It rolled a 27 first, then a 29, then a 25. All of those hit, but only I think you get 2 attacks. So the first 2 will kill.
Yeah, like I said, ignore the third one. I didn't mean to click it twice.
Yeah, all good. That's another 30 damage. Oh my goodness. As 2 huge scythe swings into this frost giant, hacking off quite a bit of their thigh as the scythe reaches up so high. This giant is not looking great. Anything else, Nyx?
Nope.
Okay, Komori. Let's see if Komori can kill my creature before it gets another turn.
We can certainly see.
I have full faith in Komori's abilities.
You know
Do
what?
giants count as humanoids, by the way?
They technically do not. They count as giants.
Cool. Just curious.
They're one of the few races that have their own, like, distinctive category.
Yeah, like dragons.
Yeah.
21 definitely hits. 24 also hits. So that's 9 slashing. Another 10 slashing. Roll for your third.
Having a third attack, I'll be honest, comes in clutch, but I can see why you'd want to roll for other stuff or use other options just in case, depending on the situation.
13 unfortunately misses. As I imagine Komori is like taking off and starting to claw her way up the creature, and then manages to kind of like jab a full-on jab a claw into a shoulder portion, and this giant's not looking great, but it is still the giant's turn. Unless, no, that was your bonus action, so you don't really have anything else.
Yep.
Yeah, I think she's gonna focus down on Komori. 19 misses, but a 20 is your AC, correct?
Yes.
Okay, 36 slashing damage, which is halved to 18 for you.
Hang on, let me check something real fast.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but...
No, absolutely use your abilities.
I just want to double check before I stick my foot in my mouth again. Bend luck, please.
Okay, what does that do?
You spend 2 sorcery points to roll 1d4 and apply the number rolled as a bonus or penalty check, your choice, to the creature's roll.
Yes! So I think I'm gonna do this through Tazira's point of view, because this is something that Tazira often does. And like, I don't even think Komori recognizes. And so Tazira, you kind of just from around the corner see that it's different than your portents. You see the possibilities, and then it shifts. You shift it, right? You apply a different future. But with this case, you watch as that would have hit Komori, but just like Komori just briefly slips down the giant a little bit and dodges right where the axe would have been as a mote pops out from Odds' head.
Mid-battle note-taking.
So Komori, make sure you did not subtract that 18 damage.
It did not.
Okay.
Odds. I would love it if Odds could look over his shoulder at Tazira and mouth the words, "Put that in your book."
There goes Zari in her book.
Perfect. Okay,
I wish
Ravasi.
Discord would pick me up slow clapping. That was awesome.
That was beautiful. Ravasi, it is your turn, and this giant's also not looking good.
Alright. We do what we do best. He is going to... Do we want to do something different for the funsies of it? You know what? We are going to Toll the Dead it.
Okay, so that's a wisdom saving throw for me. I rolled
Yes.
I rolled a 14.
I rolled terribly.
It's okay. That was just enough.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I think that this big bell noise rings out, and you actually watch as just there's a echo of a skull outside of the giant's skull, and the energy begins to get sucked into this, and then it dissipates, and the giant just freezes and then falls down dead. Go ahead.
And he will take that death as an advantage on his next attack roll.
Okay. What would you like to do? Where would you like to go?
Vasi dusts his hands off. Shall we look through these two real quick and see if they might have anything more interesting? Komori, those cards looked pretty cool.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know how much use we'd get out of them.
I would give them to my mother.
Fair.
Oh, I forgot to put my clothes on.
And then he's going to cast Mage Armor on himself after the combat's over.
Oh, yeah, Ravasi will also do that, actually.
Okay.
Out of character, there's just something comedic about the idea of giving the gambler the overly sized deck of cards.
I will say that Odds says the word swag, and he is going to slap his chest, and it almost looks like oil slick ripples cover his entire body, and it's that same kind of jerky, wild, random, multicolored magic that came from his firebolt.
Mm.
But it covers all of his robes and his chicken feathers.
Fun. DM, I rolled a little investigation to see if I could find anything.
Help him out.
interesting.
Okay,
then
go
I
ahead
will.
and roll with advantage.
It was worse.
Okay. So as you're kind of going through them, go ahead and roll me a D100. Roll me 2.
Ooh. 96 and 75.
I got so confused by the 71. I was like, what? What are you talking about? So you find a 10-foot long hempen rope tied to a rowboat anchor. So and it's like the size of Komori. And then you also find what looks to be a target dummy that has its head half taken off, that is just stuffed in this person's bag. But otherwise, there's not really anything of use here.
Do we even want to take these? A rope might be useful. How much rope was it again? Like 150?
Like 10 feet.
Oh. Fuck that shit.
You also do find, between the two of them, 4D narthex. You find 300 gold pieces between the two of them.
Okay, that's useful.
I'm gonna throw that in the party inventory on D&D Beyond. 300 gold pieces.
Well, there's the rest of our boat passage.
I know. And I was about to teasingly ask if Odds is gonna cover the rest of that.
Hey, where's my share of the money? I'm helping too.
We keep a party inventory, and then after the job's done, we split everything up.
Besides odds, if we were counting on you to pay the rest of the thing, wouldn't you say you just got lucky with this 300 gold?
No, I'd say I get lucky with the captain. That'd be better.
Oh.
Jesus
Besides, let me
Christ.
see that journal of yours. I want to see how awesome I looked.
It
Alright.
is very scientific notes. This is boring ass jargon.
Oh yeah, but he is like,
Where's all the doodles of me with muscles?
I don't really doodle, I take diagrams.
Where's all the diagrams of me with my muscles and doing the cool magic?
and then he's gonna start making silly like whoosh whoosh noises, sound effects.
I will. You see the fact. Her eyebrows will soften, actually, and I will jot down a diagram of how his magic looks during casting.
He is elated. He is elated and will take out his own little bit of paper and do like the worst rendition of what you done. It looks like a toddler did it, but he is going to. But he is like, he's beside himself.
To Zyra, I think that as you're like watching this, you just hear something. And odds, your passive perception's pretty high too. There's something else in this next room. You are not alone.
My head will turn over. We're not alone. Everybody be it ready.
I'm almost done drawing this. Give me a second.
I am going to ready a firebolt. If anything attacks. And you said it was the one up top?
No, to the straight ahead.
Gotcha. I will fly Mippet up to the ceiling and send her in.
Okay. You send her in. Oh, go ahead.
Quick question. How do we feel about Nyx being over 25% down in health already? Is that a acceptable loss, or?
I think she's got the most. I think she's the second beefiest out of all of us, to be honest with you.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure that like we didn't need to handle that before the next fight.
I usually just keep an eye on people after like 1 or 2 skirmishes, so that's good to know.
Oh, cool. I can't update it on my end, so I wanted to make sure that I was keeping track correctly.
Alright.
So Mippet flies in, and as you're kind of looking around, it seems to be some sort of destroyed temple. There's some sort of altar, there's water creeping through, there's like ice upon ice, and Mippet, go ahead and make a perception check with Mippet.
Yep. I use her all the time, and yet I never have the present pulled up. I don't know why I can't add it as a familiar in my extras.
It's so weird. It bugs the crap out of me.
It's like I can add an adult gold dragon if I wanted to.
Not a Tressum.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
So Mippet looks and she notices a couple of things. First of all, she notices that this ice chunk in the back section is filled with gold and random items. Like it's like ice gold. Like it's all within the embedded fully in there. This seems to be some sort of probably that tunnel that you saw leading into here. But what I think Mippet notices is as she flies to the center of the room and begins to look up in the very high, it like opens up doubly so, a second story from the top. And there's a bell that doesn't have a clapper, but in the center of the bell, hanging from it, is a large white dragon with her eyes open, and she just opens her mouth and drops, and Mippet is swallowed as this dragon hits the ground.
Guys, dragon.
And I think that is where we are going to take a break. So we'll be back in a couple of minutes. See you all soon. And we
Are
are
we-
back. So, everybody go ahead and roll me initiative.
Do I gotta?
Yes, you do.
Oh man.
Let's go.
It's a very good
Why
thing.
do I keep rolling just directly behind whatever we're fighting? This is the third time now, just this session.
I'm so sorry, but also kind of not sorry. Okay, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. I did use guidance on the white dragon for initiative.
No.
How dare.
Gosh
So
darn it,
I
Chrome.
could have gone first. Good job, Chrome.
Okay.
You still would have gone second.
Okay. So, it is now...
No, I just simply meant before.
So this giant, or not giant, this dragon drops from the bell, eating Mippet on the way down and lands with a crunch on the ground, like toothy maw looking at all of you as it begins to yell, does anybody speak Draconic?
I do.
Okay. She just definitely a feminine voice when it comes to oh yeah, that's right, duh, you speak Draconic. Oh my gosh. And it essentially is just stay away is what she's shouting. So
If we stay away, will you not hurt us?
she's aggressive. It does not look like she's listening to reason in this moment. You can attempt to reason if you would like, but it's gonna take a lot. Nyx, it is your turn.
Time to do some measuring. Let's see, I'm back here. There's nowhere interesting I can get in a single movement. Okay. I'm going to pick either the north or the south wall to kind of lean behind and chug this potion. Which one do you guys want?
Your option.
I don't feel like standing on ice.
Don't group up, don't group up.
I'm going to potion now. Potion of healing.
Are you potion of
You're
healing
not gonna
or
cold
potion
resistance?
of cold resistance?
Cold resistance. Cold resistance. I can get you back up.
Then I will cold resistance.
Everybody knows it is common. Well, actually, never mind. It's not common knowledge about dragons. Dragons are really rare here. Never mind. I'm not saying anything.
I'm gonna cold resistance because I feel like I'm doing okay on health, actually.
Okay.
For-
Bonus
I
action.
refreshed the page.
Bonus action cold resistance. Then, do you have an action that you want to do something, or do you want to take a dodge action, or fire an Eldritch Blast?
Can I hold action to fire Eldritch Blast on someone else making an attack?
Yeah. So if the dragon attacks, you will fire Eldritch Blast. Absolutely. Okay.
Or if anyone in the party attacks.
Okay.
We're about to get cold-faced to the... Oh. Boy, oh boy,
Yep,
oh boy.
indeedy. That is
This
about...
is...
Does this wall count as full cover?
It counts as... If you had gotten
The
further,
dragon's about to walk up.
I'm gonna say that it's half cover, so you would have advantage on a dexterity save.
Cool.
But no, she's actually gonna stay here so she can get all of you.
No, get closer. No, haha, you're so sexy.
I'm mad. I understood
Do I
that
need to
reference.
start singing Baby It's Cold Outside?
Oh, it just manages to get everybody. So first of all, I need everybody who's staring at this dragon to make a wisdom saving throw at its frightful presence. I was going to give Tzyra advantage on it because Tzyra is very used to dragons trying to scare the ever-living fuck out of her, but she rolled so well. Okay.
I mean,
Tzyra passes,
I'm-
Ravasi passes,
With
Oz
a
passes.
15?
Yes, you do.
Am I rolling or am I behind a wall?
This is Frightful Presence first. So wisdom save, please.
Let me hit the button.
Okay.
There we go.
So Komori, you are considered frightened. And I think what happens is you're looking at this creature and you're considering the ice compared to your body. And it's horrifying. And other than Selixa, like, you haven't seen a dragon face to face, and she was small. This is huge, and all you think back to is Claudia Mater, who is this ginormous dragon, and you were so nervous about her, and it starts to rack your brain. So you are considered frightened. At the end, you can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turns. Everybody else is immune to the frightful presence.
Ravasi is getting a very intense flashbacks.
Okay.
Being trapped within that stupid ancient blue dragon's claws.
Now I need everybody to roll me a Constitution saving throw for its ice breath. You can have advantage, Nyx, from the cover.
Oh no. Oh no.
Replace that. Yeah, I'm replacing that with a
Can we
7.
just click it twice?
Yeah, just click it twice, that's fine.
Kenny, I can help you if you stop rolling 2s.
Can you re-roll?
Wait,
that was a wisdom, not a Constitution.
Yeah, because I literally hit Constitution for some reason and did that.
Oh, weird.
That was weird.
I don't know.
Okay, so,
do I do it again? Yes. Okay.
that. It rolled with advantage the first time, Nick, so I'm going to, unfortunately, take your first roll. So,
what does Warcaster do?
Nothing.
Interesting.
Oh, it was just saying, is that a spell? Because you get advantage.
Oh, then I understand.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's the same button. Got it.
Would Ravasi have a 17 total?
18 total, I think.
Okay. Go ahead.
Don't worry about me.
Oh, are you sure?
Yep.
Alrighty. Keep that
Odds.
17.
Odds is the only one who succeeds. So,
DM, I succeed.
okay. I assume that you're sending me a message to remind me of an ability that I don't remember. Okay, cool. So, everybody who failed takes 51 cold damage. Odds, you take 25 because we round down in this household. And
Also, I am resisting. Potion.
So you also take 25 because of resistance potion. That's a good thing.
Whoa! You just said 21. What?
25. It's 51. Half is 25.
I thought you had said 21 rounded down. I was very confused.
No, you're good.
Ow.
Maybe. DM, it's taking years to send it. It's Dark One's own luck.
Oh, hold on. Let me pull your character sheet back up because I don't remember what I homebrewed. It's been like a year since I homebrewed stuff. Let me take a look at this.
I need to be able to stay up to help my friends.
Oh, you can use this. Okay. Yes. Yes, you can use that.
Sweet. Cool.
Okay, so
if you want to give Ravasi uses that.
Yep. What does it look like?
It looks to Zyra, as you start to twist fate around him to see if you can perhaps help him and make it better, but you feel that presence again of his patron. And it wraps around him. And saves him.
And
you see him you see him stumble for a second as he goes, "Oh shit."
and this dark energy swirling around him, almost protecting like a layer in the onslaught of the cold as this dragon begins to charge forward. But that is the end of her turn. Komori.
My held action will go off.
Okay, go for it. Eldritch Blast quickly.
Yep, sorry. Hitting buttons.
Don't
Wait,
apologize.
DM, how much damage was that?
25 since it's halved.
Okay, and then I get to quarter it. And you round up, correct?
Why do you get? Did you take your potion already?
I have the
the Ild rune, the ice rune.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I have the Ild rune. That's why I was not panicking about that.
Okay, I totally forgot about that. Yeah, so 25 halved is 12.
Oh, you round down. Okay.
Yeah, I always round down. Okay, 14 misses for the Eldritch Blast. Go ahead and roll your other ones.
Okay.
17 also misses.
How many do I get? 3?
I think it's 3. 18 just hits. With 13 force damage as you see this creature come charging up as you rounds the corner and your 3 Eldritch Blasts go off. Komori, you are frightened.
So I gotta run, essentially.
No, not necessarily. You just can't willingly approach. And you can't willingly move closer, and you have disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls. Although, I'm trying to remember how frightened works with rage. I think I'm thinking of a different type of...
I think you're thinking of a specific subclass.
I think I am too. Yeah, I am.
Yeah, it's not saying anything otherwise.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
You're scared and you're real mad about it.
You're scared and you're real mad about it. It has been a minute because you guys did take time to look around. I'm sorry.
It is what it is.
So you can rage again if you would like.
That's the thing. The rage doesn't fully help. Because I can't really attack at this point yet.
What would you like to do?
You know what? I think in this case, because if I rage, I'm not going to be able to hold it. So, in this case, I think I am just going to... Yeah, I'm just going to take the dodge action.
Okay.
So, until the start of my next turn, attack rolls against you have disadvantage, and you make dex saving throws with advantage.
Okay. Anything else you would like to do?
I'm just gonna go. Oh, I can't move. Worst case, just hide behind me. And that's it.
Okay, go ahead and remake your wisdom savings throw. That is not enough, unfortunately. You are still frightened.
Oh.
I am going to replace that with this. I'm going to replace that with a 17. Sorry, I should have said that beforehand.
Nope, that's okay. So a total of 18. You feel yourself still frightened, staring this thing down, still trying to be brave for your friends, and then you feel the power of Zari come over you once again, and you overcome it.
The power of Zari compels you.
Okay.
Zari says, "Get your ass in here. We need a frontliner."
Yes.
However, that is the end of your turn. Ravasi,
That's fair.
you are staring this dragon down its maw. It is vicious. You see dried blood in its teeth, and the weight of what just happened on you. What are you doing?
He is going to look at it. He knows dragons understand common, right?
Mm-hmm. Most of them.
Does he want to do damage, or does he want to... He ponders. You see him ponder for just a second. before he does, in fact, pull out a classic, not fireball. But this place, no, he doesn't want a fucking fireball in here, because then we're gonna have to deal with more issues. Beans,
make
right?
an intelligence check. You're looking around frantically.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, with a 22, you're looking around. The wood is probably really wet. The worst chance would be that you light some stuff on fire, but especially in the area that you're looking, there's not like any ice or any worry about, it might get a little steamy, but not really.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So it's probably safe-ish.
Then I am gonna cast a really good fireball. Holy crap.
Gosh. Okay.
Dang.
I
I
rolled an 8. Let me see something.
Are you gonna legendary resistance, DM?
Yes, I think I am. Okay, so I think it will choose to succeed, and instead of 38 damage, takes 15 plus 4, 19.
Which is still not bad.
As a burst of damage comes out.
And he is wondering, is her eyes on him?
Yes, they are.
Good. And he does the thing he does best. He goes, "Come get me, bitch," and then he runs.
I love that.
And as he runs, without even like looking, he flicks behind him, and goes, "Come on, Odds, make some chaos," and he is going to Bardic Inspiration Odds.
Oh, wonderful! Thank you.
And that is a D8.
Ooh.
And what you see is this, like, it almost is like, you almost hear it more than you see it, but like this mote of like light just starts whipping around your head.
The mote from you will start to intermingle with the motes that naturally float around me, and I start swatting at it and say, "Hey,
You leave them alone."
At the end.
Let me know what you use that on, because depending on what you use it on, different things happen.
Oh yeah, I plan on trying to use it immediately.
At the end of your turn,
good.
The dragon will use a legendary action, and it looks like that she was going for Ravasi as she turns her tail around, but because Ravasi's running away, it misses and it swings directly into Nyx. That is a 26 to hit you, Nyx.
Oof.
Rude.
For 17 bludgeoning damage.
Twice as rude.
Okay.
I can't do anything about that, so can you adjust health accordingly?
Yes, I will.
Thank you.
Okay, Odds, it is now your turn.
Odds is going to start to scramble down off of Komori's shoulders, and as he does, he's going to yell over his shoulder,
"Hey, Tuxedo Mask, are we trying to kill this thing or not?"
Yes, honestly.
Really? Are you sure?
I'm really not a fan of this, but we've already fireballed it.
I'm not sure.
And then he is going to take out his little walking stick, and he is going to start walking towards the dragon.
Okay.
Luck, I guess.
And then he's going to stop in front of the dragon, and he's going to cast Friends on himself.
Okay.
I'm going to drop it in the chat just because.
You will have advantage on any attempt to talk.
Do I recognize that this is the friend spell?
Yeah, it's like a basic enchantment spell.
Okay, yeah, okay. Cool.
I would like to drink the ice the cold resistance potion as I walk over in case this goes poorly. But then he's going to try to speak to the dragon. If that's too many actions, I understand.
No, you can talk as a free action.
And he's going to chug that potion, and then hobble over, and then hold out his arms to the dragon, and say,
Wait, we're here to save your partner.
Okay, go ahead and roll a persuade. Is the odds lying? Or is he, like, fully intending to help save a partner?
So he's under the impression that that's why everybody else is going. He knows that he's for the boat, but he thinks everybody else in this party is supposed to be saving the dragon. He has not been paying attention at all.
Okay.
Ravasi fireballs him. It must be for some secret reason that'll help the dragon later.
Oh no, he was assuming that Ravasi got super scared.
Ah.
Oh, buddy. Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check then at advantage. Rather than having this be at disadvantage, because of what you said, it's just the adjusting the thing.
It's not letting me roll at advantage, so I'll just have to roll it twice.
Yeah, just roll twice. Okay.
And then I would also like to add the D8 from my boy Ravasi.
Okay.
All right.
Actually, going to give you a wheel for a d6.
So, if you're going to be using it on an ability check, the bardic die can be rolled twice, and you can choose which roll to use. It's a D8.
Beautiful.
Ooh.
7.
Oh my god!
And you said a D6 to Zyra?
Yeah, I give you a d6 as well.
Oh, that's a 1.
Holy
but I will also spend 2 sorcery points to give myself a D4 as well.
Oh my god! So, with a
Oh my lord.
persuasion check of 33, you put your hand out and almost, like, touch her vicious snout, and you just say, "We're here to save your partner." And she looks down at you vicious, and she just goes, "And my babies, will you get my eggs back too?"
I will very gently, like, touch her nose, like, not to boop it, but to fulfill the booping of the snoop that Lunar requested. But I will stroke her nose and say,
Of course. That is why we're here, and that is what all parents should strive to do.
To Zyra, you have seen expressions on many dragons. And her expression first was so wild, it was almost protective. It was almost ferocious. Like, I can't do anything but fight because that's the only thing I have control over right now. And you kind of are looking at her ankles, and you see that she doesn't have manacles around her ankles, but there's definitely scratches as if there was. And she visibly, her eyes soften, and visibly she softens more. And she then, like, takes a breath, and she's not aggressive anymore, and she just says, "I will not leave. I cannot help you. If I help you, they will... If I help you, it'll be worse. They will turn me against you. My loyalty is to my partner and to my eggs. You have to get my eggs out."
We will do the very best that we can, and I apologize for my friends for attacking you. They were very afraid by your awe-inspiring power.
She grimaces her teeth and she just says, "It is for the thrill of the battle, is it not?
Under normal circumstances, of course, but we are here to help, and so I offer my apologies again.
She nods her head
Bossy.
somewhat respectfully.
Ravasi is going to just poke his head, not where the dragon can see, and just mouth and sign, "What the fuck?"
I will connect to your head. Okay, we're cool with the dragon now. Apparently we're here to save her husband now. Odds has offered that up to us, and she has eggs that she needs us to save.
How the fuck did that work? I don't know.
I would love to keep petting the dragon while they do this.
I mean, you can't hear it. It's in our heads.
She seems...
Oh, I know.
She seems to be accepting, but you can tell that a couple more and you might lose your hand.
Oh yeah, then he'll get as much as he can get away with and draw back respectfully.
My partner has been shackled to the ship. The big ship that the big scary, the horrible frost giant is in charge of. If you can free him, he will know where I am.
And where are your eggs?
I know not. I know that they took it away. They likely put it... He viewed it as a treasure. Dragon eggs are rare here.
They are a treasure. Any offspring is a treasure. And like I said, we will do our very best to rescue every one of them. But please keep in mind, we are just small folk.
She leans down to you very closely, and her face is right next to your head. And one of her nostrils is like the size of your head because you are so small. And her mouth like almost dwarfs you. She could eat you in one bite easily. And she just says, "If not all my eggs are returned, intact or hatched, I will eat one of you for each egg that does not come back to me."
How many eggs are there?
There are 5.
Hey, write that down.
He says
Yep,
over his shoulder to Zari.
Oh, she's already writing it down.
Thank you for your mercy and understanding.
You have slain those who kept me here. If it is easier for you, I will wait until more chaos begins before I make my leave in case more giants come here to check on.
I have one additional question, because while we are here to save your husband, we are also here to lessen the power of the frost giants so that they cannot do things like this in the future. Do you happen to know where the Jarl's Conch is?
She hisses a little bit at just mention of the Jarl. The one thing and she curses essentially in Draconic. It's essentially the equivalent for absolute motherfucker bastard, like that, the dragon equivalent of that. To Zyra, you would know that like Felgolis once said it in front of some of the younger dragons and got absolutely chewed out. But like that fucker hoards like a dragon does. So if it's something that's important to him, it would be in his hoard.
Do you know where his hoard is? Is it on the ship or here?
No, it is here. He would keep it safe. I was not allowed to move around very often, but I do know that the building that is not directly across from here, but the one that has a ship parked outside of it, kind of in the middle. That is where it is. So for the sake of things, I will bring you guys back to that map. Oh my gosh, so zoomed in. She is referring to... Hold on, let me zoom out for chat so chat can see too. Where to go?
I'm guessing...
What? One with a ship parked outside.
This one, right here.
Oh, gotcha.
Well... She will say one of the other buildings, the one closest to this one, I believe holds all the small folk that horrible smelling death woman does things to. And the other building is where all the giants rest.
Thank you.
This one?
So she's saying that this building is where all of the small folk are staying, and this one is where all of the giants, like the rest of the giants, rest. And this is the Jarl's, like, longhouse.
Okay. I'm gonna put T for treasure on this one.
I could have probably just said that it was the biggest one. Would have made it way easier. And with that, she nods to you all and says, I will give you, if you need to rest for a little here, you may. I will not eat you. But I am antsy. I am worried that they will come and keep me trapped. So in roughly an hour or so, I will be leaving. And I'm going to stay in the hills until my partner's returned and I see you have rescued my ex.
I thought she said my ex, not my eggs, and I was like...
Honestly, same.
Ma'am?
So essentially the deal is you can take a short rest here. She will not attack you. I'll say in about 2 hours to give you guys like an hour to walk around and try to get, if you're trying to be stealthy. But she will be leaving. If you would like to time that, that will be, she's gonna probably cause a commotion.
Alrighty, beautiful. Yeah, I mean, I'm down for a short rest if anybody else is.
Yes, please.
I'd love a short rest.
And
Nyx
I mean,
reluctantly
Ravasi...
drags herself to her feet, leaning on the scythe.
Yeah.
Ironically, Ravasi... Oh, you made this too powerful. It's per short rest.
Oh no, I'm aware.
Is that requirement we talked about still good? Still correct?
That requirement we talked about is still correct. So it cannot be used again until the requirement is met.
Good to know.
But depending on things, there's a possibility.
Nyx is very scuffed. I am so sorry, Shorty. I tried. I failed.
Dude, you tanked so much damage.
I know.
But I think with this, and with the taming of a dragon, oh my gosh, amazing job.
Thank you.
I think that this is an amazing place to end our session. So next time we pick up, the group will be probably heading over to the Jarl's area. I'm not sure if they're gonna stop and chit-chat with anybody else. Definitely chit-chat. But you have found out some valuable information. I will tell you, just because I think it's fun, the DC to get the dragon to listen to you, it was impossible if you did not mention the partner, number one, or the eggs if you had that knowledge, and number two was a 26.
Oh, we blew that out of the water. with like a 33.
You did blow it out of the water. But you were like, we're stacking. So the group can short rest off stream. If you are with us on Twitch, make sure you stick around. If you are with us on YouTube, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Check out the links below for information on the link for my dice discount for our sponsor, as well as the socials, as well as our amazing special guest, Bathrobe Wizard, his TikTok. And thank you again, Kyber, for sitting in and hanging out with us tonight and helping with Nyx.
I'm sorry, Shorty.
I know, I feel so bad for Shorty, and I hope that his family emergency is handled soon, because it's not something that we want to worry about. But anyway, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and we will catch you all in the next one. Goodbye.